Hi everyone, welcome to the EQT, that's the Eternal Quest Tarot. I hope that you're doing well today. Thank you so much for being here and for choosing to watch my video. So for this Pick a Tarot deck reading, we will be looking at your person's thoughts and feelings about you or their thoughts and feelings about the relationship, about this connection that they have for you, and get a sense of what is going through in their minds and in their heart right now. And all my readings on this channel are meant to be timeless. That's the intention that I set before I begin the readings. So when I say their feelings now, then now is whenever you come across this video. So whenever you find it is when the message is meant to be relevant for you. With this reading especially, I would say that it would be okay to pick more than one pile. So even if there are, like, say, two connections on your mind, then obviously assign one pile to one person, the other one to the second person. Or even if, like, there's just one person and you are drawn to more than one crystal or more than one tarot deck, watch both those readings. Maybe there are messages in both of them for you. So yeah, with that said, let's get into the pile selection. For the first pile, I have the green garnerite crystal with the Animal Wisdom Tarot deck. For the second pile, I have the blue, what is it called? The blue calcite. The blue calcite crystal with the Crystal Visions Tarot deck. And for my third pile, I have the labradorite crystal with Mystical Moments Tarot deck. I apologize if you're hearing any noises in the background during the introduction and even when you pick the pile and the reading begins. That's just my dog in the background, and she's like scratching herself and like trying to settle down and gracing her presence, or gracing this reading with her presence. So just to let you know. Anyways, all the timestamps to the reading and the specific piles will be in the description box below, and also pinned to the comments section in this video. So just click on it and that will take you to the reading. I'll see you there. Take care. Hi, pile 1. So this is for those of you that resonated with the green garnerite crystal or the Animal Wisdom. Where should I put this? Okay, over here. Animal Wisdom Tarot deck. This is your reading. We are first going to look at the tarot messages and get an insight into your person's thoughts and feelings about you and about this connection at this time. And then we are going to move on to oracle messages to provide a greater depth to the same insight. And I'm also going to close off the reading with some advice for you in terms of what you should be mindful of, what you should be focusing on, what can you be doing at this time to help the situation or to help yourself, given what the messages in the first portion with the tarot and oracle come up. Now keep in mind this is a general reading, so there might be a few messages that will not resonate, and the advice always is to take what resonates and to leave the rest for somebody else watching this reading. With that said, let's get started with the tarot messages. What are your person's thoughts and feelings towards you? Pile 1. What are they thinking? What are they thinking? How are they feeling? What are they going through at this time? And my intention is to keep this reading open for all sorts of relationships. So whether you are in a committed relationship, whether you are going through breakup, or this is a situationship of sorts, or whatever stage it might be in, a new relationship or something that is no contact, or something that is long term and like ongoing one is what I mean to say. So we are starting with the Five of Shells, which is the Five of Cups. Okay. So the Five of Cups can talk about regret. It can talk about sadness, pain, loss. And definitely this card to me represents, being stuck in a negative mind space. It more specifically is about, being way too focused on the problems of a situation and on what is lost, what is not working out, rather than having the ability to focus on what is working. So that to me is quintessential like Five of Cups energy. So there is something, and the rest of the cards we'll see what story they tell, but there is something that is causing your person to feel that way at this time. A lot of regret, a lot of thinking about their past mistakes, wondering what they could have done right, wondering what, if things would have gone a different way, if they would have behaved a different way maybe. So regret, essentially. Then we have the Seven of Feathers. Okay. So the Seven of Feathers can talk about, which by the way is the Seven of Swords in this tarot deck. And the Seven of Swords is the energy. Whoops, can I pick this card up, please? Okay. The Seven of Swords is the energy of deception, okay? But we are going to take a further look at what is deceptive here. So it could also mean like your person deceiving themselves in a way, in the sense that they are coming from the Five of Cups energy, that they are, not really paying attention to those feelings, or rather like telling themselves that things are okay, even though like in the hearts of their heart, they know that they are feeling the pain. They're experiencing great sadness and loss. So we'll see how this is reflected in your particular reading and in your spread. But this is about deception. So the person this can also be talking about like self-sabotaging behaviors. So something that, again, comes from a place of the inability to really tune into our heart space and our feelings. And because we are not tuned in and tapped into like what we truly desire, we sometimes act in ways that is quite opposite of what those feelings are. Then we have the Ace of Shells, which is the Ace of Cups. So lots of like water energy. There's also air energy. So water signs and air signs might be significant, but they don't necessarily have to. They can just be indicative of whether you've chosen the right pile or not. Sometimes I know that, few of you that are watching this reading definitely look at these signs as a sort of a confirmation. So water and air signs so far, but let's see. So Ace of Cups talks about, to me, this feels more like realizations, okay? New emotions that are making themselves known within this person, and new feelings that they are in the process of discovering. So maybe this is a shift in their feelings, or maybe this is, them really getting in touch again with their heart space somewhat, or it's kind of like making itself known. The feelings that are there, they're making themselves known, and they're quite present and active in their energy. So even though there might be, maybe this is talking about them trying to deny that or run away from it, I feel like it is still prominent and still very like dominantly informing or influencing their thoughts and feelings at this time. So there are some new feelings that they have realized, but we'll get more clarifying cards as well to see like what this is about. So let's keep going. How does your person feel towards you? Pile 1. What do they think of when they think of you? We have, oh, the Ace of Feathers. Okay, so Ace of Cups, Ace of Feathers. Okay. In this card, one of the things that I'm noticing is that the stork with a feather in its mouth, and this is the Ace of Swords. So, but this stork seems to be like flying away from everything, like leaving this whole smorgasbord of feelings and realizations behind them, and it's like wanting to seek a new beginning, wanting to seek clarity. So this also could be representative of your person wanting some more clarity in this situation, wanting to feel more sure, more clear, waiting for an inspiration in terms of their thoughts. Because, you know, they're doing this from a place of like confusion and also like of self-denial. You know, if this is the energy of like them deceiving themselves, them sabotaging themselves, sabotaging. What am I doing? Anyways, so if this is coming from that place, it's kind of from or working from a place of, you know, not being honest with themselves. And amidst that, they are trying to, I feel like, gain some kind of clarity in terms of like their next actions or how they really feel or what they really think about this. So I feel like there's a lot of like coping with the emotions coming from the past, like whatever your past might be from them or with them, sorry, and also dealing with self-sabotage and denying it. And what's another thing that I'm noticing about this Seven of Swords energy is that the magpie is holding the key. And I feel like this is, you know, Spirit telling us that what this person is not realizing is that the problem that they perceive or the things that they are kind of in denial about right now, or, you know, whatever the reason might be why they are engaged in like those self-sabotaging like behaviors, the solution to that and the way out of that is something that they themselves hold the key for. Okay, so it's almost like a hint of, what do you call it, self-awareness. Like your person knows that in this mess up within this connection, whatever happened, which is causing the Five of Shells emotional feeling to come up, it's that self-awareness that, you know, they are responsible for either amending that or they need to do something about it, that like they know that they hold the key. Okay, or the answers to that emotional turmoil. But let's see if they're going to take the hint. What are they going to do? Time will tell with this tarot reading, as in the next few minutes will tell us. So what is this person feeling up towards pile one? What is this person feeling? We have the Bearer of Justice, which is the Justice card, and we have the elephant as a symbol of that. Interesting. So the justice energy can talk about a couple of things. One of them could be that your person is involved in some kind of like a legal battle when it comes to like some other relationship from their past. But if this does not resonate, then this is about your person wanting to do the right thing. Okay, I'm also seeing like the heart, which is kind of painted on or tattooed over on elephant's leg. So this is, you know, the energy of someone trying to find a place of balance, first of all, but also wanting to do the right thing when it comes to this relationship. And how the right thing is being defined by your person at this time is an action in the future, or a realization, a feeling in the present moment about this relationship that has been on their mind, definitely, is, just that resonance, finding that resonance with whatever idea pops up into their head and whatever like path they are inspired to take. So something that should feel right to them. Until and unless like something feels right to them, they're not going to make the move. Okay. But again, my attention keeps being drawn to the like first two cards in this reading, which is all about, feeling regretful, sadness, loss, and also of this like deceptive energy. So let's clarify each of these cards and see what they tell us. Spirit, can you please tell us about the Five of Cups energy? What are they feeling regretful about, sad about, lost about? Can you add more color to the Five of Shells or the Five of Cups? What's this Five of Cups energy here? Whoops. What's the Five of Cups energy here? Let's see. We have the Seeker of Fossils or the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, so it's possible that your person has always been kind of like the type that moves very slow, and has moved very slow when it came to the actions and the decisions in this connection. Okay, so the Knight of Pentacles is a very, very slow moving energy. The Knight of Pentacles, again, that ties in with the Justice energy, where it's like they're wanting to do the right thing. But also with the Knight of Pentacles, one thing to keep in mind is that the Knight will always want to be very sure about the path that they are walking into or they are going to take. That's because the Knight of Pentacles is focused on long-term objectives. Like, this is not a knight, this is not the archetype or personality that will take any kind of like reckless decisions, for example. They will not be motivated by temporary satisfaction. They will not be motivated by pressure and just like, for example, like looking at what others are saying and what others are doing. And this knight would want to be very sure of the decisions that they are making. And it's possible that they really do regret that they acted in like very slow manner, that it was their decisions or the actions that needed to be taken at the time, they didn't come at the right time, is what I'm getting the sense, the feeling. Maybe, your relationship was changing, evolving. Maybe you were asking them a few questions which they couldn't really provide the answer for. They didn't really commit at the time to this relationship, to this connection, didn't really make a lot of progress with it. So that's the sense that I'm getting. Like, this is what the feelings are about. But on the other hand, I do want to say that your person comes across as a very, very slow moving energy through this connection. They're not going to jump up and like act impulsively. Okay, so even if like we have the Ace of Shells here, which is new feelings, in my mind, that's how I saw it, that's how I intuitively first felt about the card when I saw it. So it might be that they are realizing that they really have these deep emotions. They are also wanting to maybe, because it's coming from a feeling of loss and regret, they're wanting or they are realizing how much they have these regrets and how much they miss you maybe. Or a new perspective with the Ace of Feathers, a new way of looking at things. But this person, because it's represented by the Knight of Pentacles, is really like a slow moving energy in this connection, and they are more than likely to continue being that way. So definitely this connection calls for patience if you are wanting to build it or wanting to go for the long term, because that is how your person will always be oriented in a way in this connection. So let's keep reading. I'm also getting the sense like there's not really much that you can do or say at this point. You just have to allow this process to unfold, and everything to happen without a sense of like force, or what have you, like from your side. So let's clarify the Seven of Feathers. What's the Seven of Swords energy here? What is the Seven of Swords energy about? What is the Seven of Feathers energy about? So we have the Six of Fossils, okay, which is the Six of Pentacles. So the Six of Pentacles is all about equal give and take and reciprocity, and matching the investment of the person that you're in a relationship with. So matching how much in terms of their own energy that they're putting into their connection, that should match with the person's energy. And I feel like, again, your person has not been able to invest as much as you have into this connection. And I feel like they really do have, as I said, a self-awareness, a realization of that. And I mean, they clearly see as, this being the problem here, like, that they didn't give to the connection as much as they saw you giving, like how sincere you were maybe, and how much you put into this connection. They could not match that at the time, okay? So this is, that factor of how much they held back being constantly on their mind, I feel like. So let's keep reading. What is the Ace of Shells energy? Ace of Cups energy here. What is the Ace of Cups energy here? And now in terms of like air signs, I'm seeing not air signs, sorry, astrological signs, whether it's moon signs or sun signs. I'm seeing the presence of almost all of them, except like very less fire energy. But yeah, apart from like the fire signs, almost all signs are present. Then we have the Fool, which is the trickster in this tarot deck, and the Ace of Shells. Okay, now it becomes a little bit more clear. So this can talk about a couple of things. One of them, okay, and again, keep in mind, this is a general reading, so all sorts of interpretations is something that I must talk about, because like I know a lot of people will be watching this reading in the future, and so like either of these interpretations of the card can be applicable. One of the first things that comes to mind is the Fool energy of seeking like freedom, wanting to be free at this time, wanting to just be by themselves and take some time to really celebrate their individuality, okay? And I feel like, this sort of a state of being might be something that your person, at this point of time at least, feels is important, okay? Because they need to become more courageous when it comes to love and when it comes to relationships. I feel like your person really, we're seeing that energy of holding back with the Knight of Pentacles, where they were like moving really slow through the connection, and also not the equal give and take that we saw with the Six of Fossils. But, and so to address like this energy of holding back, I feel like your person really feels the need to be single for a while and just to make it on their own and to see how things pan out on their own and gain the wisdom and the courage. More than wisdom, the Fool is all about courage, Okay. And for some of you, on the other hand, what I'm getting is that your person is at this point of time really wanting to explore the Ace of Cups, which is, like I said, new emotional feelings rising to the surface, which are really kind of making themselves known. As I said, that I'm getting the sense intuitively that they are quite dominant at this point of time, but I didn't know just by seeing that card whether, it's something that they're going to act on. But I feel more likely that your person is going to act on these feelings. Okay, we are going to get more clarifying cards to see what the overall energy of the Ace of Cups combined with the Fool is. But basically this is someone just standing on the brink of that courage that is required for us to follow our hearts and to follow the prompts of our feelings. So both those messages are coming through. Either one of them or maybe both of them might be applicable. Just take what resonates. Let's get clarification. What is this Ace of Feathers energy here? What is the Ace of Feathers energy here? So even if your person held back and didn't do what they needed to do with the Seeker of Fossils, which is the Knight of Pentacles, and the Six of Pentacles energy, it's of course coming from their desire to do something that feels right to them, that resonates with them. But regardless, to say that, there's still a lot of regret over it and sadness and feeling like they have lost the relationship. So I don't think that your person is really cold and completely gone off you. Okay, but at this time, looking at even the stork, the clarity that they seek, I feel like this is more of an individualistic pursuit for them. And I'm sorry if this message is difficult to hear at this time, but it's just something that I see in the card, and I would rather tell you how it is. But I don't think that at this time, at least, that your person is thinking of maybe coming back or rekindling this connection. I feel like this phase is almost needed, as I said, because they seriously lack the courage when it comes to acting on their feelings and giving a connection there 100%. There's some fears deep down maybe that really hold them back. So let's see, what's this Ace of Feathers? We have the Guardian of Fossils, which is the King of Pentacles. Yeah. So your person is hoping, really hoping, I feel like, to move from this Knight of Pentacles to this King of Pentacles. And the King of Pentacles is a very grounded energy. So this is something, or this is representative of someone who is very sure about what they are doing and all the actions and everything that they say, and whatever emotions they feel, they come from a place of utter confidence and a lot of surety of the self. And again, the King of Pentacles is looking for something for the long term. So I feel like your person is coming out of the phase maybe of life where they have not been in this energy at all, and they have with the Seeker of Fossils or with the Knight of Pentacles, I feel like they already were on that path where they were seeking something more long term and wanting that stability. The King of Pentacles is all about feeling like your life has some stable roots present. This can also actually represent their material pursuits, so wanting to feel stable in the other areas of their life, like career, their job, their business, whatever else they are pursuing at this time. They want to feel like they are more in charge and more in control. I'm almost getting the feeling of somebody wanting to strengthen themselves up, and again, feel more certain and more stable in life. So this is their pursuit, I feel like, with the Ace of Swords, and they are hoping to bring in those thoughts and bring in those mental processes and like think things clearly, because the underlying goal is wanting something long term. Okay, but yeah, I'm gonna get more cards definitely to see like how this really pans out when it comes to this connection. But right now your person seems to be like busy elsewhere, to put it very, very succinctly. But let's clarify the elephant, bearer of justice energy in this spread. So what's the justice card doing here? What's the justice energy doing here? For some of you, I'm also getting the influence of like a father figure or somebody in a position of authority that might be inspiring them, guiding them at this time to, again, go towards that mental clarity and become more clear. But the influence of a parent, a parent figure, is something that I am getting for some of you. So what's this justice energy here? Justice is clarified, the Ten of Fossils or Ten of Pentacles. Again, your person is all about stability, okay? So the Ten of Pentacles is that stable, long-term relationship, and everything else actually. It encompasses all the aspects that are necessary in our human incarnation to make like make us feel like our lives are standing on stable ground, and you know, everything being in harmony and in a real stable, secure sort of a way. It's something that really works like a well-oiled machinery and works for the long term. So this Ten of Pentacles is what is motivating or informing this justice energy, which is wanting to do the right thing. They want to make the right decisions. They want to make the right call when it comes to their life, and of course like this connection as well. Okay, so they didn't do their part really well, but now it's like your person is on the lines of thinking about you know, things in the long term. Let's look at the bottom of the deck energy. We have the Four of Feathers. So the Four of Feathers or the Four of Swords is a time of rest, is a time of relaxation, and is actually something akin to a mental break that we take from something in order to reassess, to regroup, and to really get clarity on, you know, the next steps that we want to take. So your person with this Four of Feathers energy kind of being the overall energy of the spread, for some of you this could be talking about someone that has either gone no contact, or they are keeping a low profile, just being like less accessible than usual with their energy, because they're really like in a phase where they're reassessing, you know, thinking about how they're feeling, wanting more mental clarity, feeling the need to be single here and stepping away from the connection, and just wanting things to feel very right, very, very correct to them, and focused on the long term. Let's clarify the Ace of Cups and the Fool energy. So what's the Ace of Cups and the Fool energy here? What's the Ace of Cups and the Fool energy here? The Ace of Cups and Fool energy. Okay. We have Seeker of Branches or the Knight of Wands. Okay. Exploration. Exploration is the name of the game. Okay. With the Knight of Wands, of course, it's a knight that is going to follow any kind of inspiration or anything that makes them feel like that fire energy within themselves, excited about something, excited about an opportunity. So the knight is the Knight of Wands is on the pursuit to explore different options, okay, and follow the one that really, again, feels right. But sometimes, of course, this process can be one of trial and error. And also, it's a process that requires a lot of courage, the courage of the Fool, because we don't know how things are going to pan out when we go on these pursuits. Now, with that said and done, it could imply for your person, and I'm sorry to say that, unfortunately, it could imply that they are at this time like even looking for other relationships or other people to connect with, to get to know with, to build with. But more than that, because we have the Fool energy here, it is in general something that they are, or the energy of the Knight of Wands, they are bringing to like every area of their life in order to like gain the courage to explore wherever their feelings are guiding them to go. Okay, so I'm not saying that this does not mean that your person won't communicate with you. If they feel like the strongest emotion towards that, and I'm saying won't communicate in the future because I was looking at the Four of Feathers, which is the Four of Swords, and I'm getting the sense that for at least some of you, this might be talking about a no contact situation. So it doesn't mean that your person will never come back. We do not know that. I'll be very honest. Like from these cards, I'm not like getting the sense of that, whether it's a possibility or not. But at this time, their orientation is towards allowing themselves to follow what drives them or what ignites the fire within them. Their undertones that are applicable to this card is also that of travel. So going to like a different place maybe, and learning from the experiences over there, exploring their options there. Could be related to work or business, but this could also mean like traveling for some of you. Okay, but all of that, keep in mind, is an exercise in gaining courage. Like I said, your person needs a lot of courage at this point of time, and they have not been courageous in the past, and they're just wanting to build a life which will last for the long term. And so maybe as a first step to that, it involves like being courageous and exploring their options. Okay, so let's get some oracle cards to get some more clarity here. I just need a sip of water. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, and now let's go to the oracle messages for your reading to get some deeper insight into what is going on with them and what they are focused on. So, okay, a lot of cards dropped off. So I do take jumper cards, but not when I drop like a whole bunch of them. That is usually a sign of my own clumsiness. But yeah, let's get started. Where's your person's energy right now? Okay, Hawk Spirit, let Spirit be your guide. So again, as I said, very similar to the energy of the Fool, and of this Knight of Wands, and also the Ace of Shells, the Ace of Feathers, Ace of Cups, Ace of Swords. So this is, the explorer spirit, okay? And letting spirit be your guide, which means like your inner higher self, anything that prompts you from within, the feelings, the thoughts, the desires, the passions. So this is what I mean, like your person is on a exploration journey, and really at this time they're allowing life to guide them. Okay, this also means that at this point of time your person is not at a stage where they are like seriously focused on say one thing, or like planning things out and really like making grand plans. The overall goal is pretty clear. They want to get to a point where they have something for the long term. They want to feel stable, they want to feel settled, they want to feel grounded enough. But at this point of time they are at that exploration phase, like I said, and like we saw with the tarot messages. So the Hawk Spirit is kind of like a confirmation of of that energy. And again, during the reading and as I'm drawing the cards, I can get very blunt and almost say things from, or might make me sound like insensitive or like I don't care of the effect that this message might be having on you, but rest assured that's not what I am feeling. I do understand that for some of you it might be a difficult message to hear, but I would rather that you knew the truth, right? And I hope that you're watching this reading from an open mind and an open heart, and just with that honest desire to understand your person and this connection. So, Hawk Spirit, what else? What is your person thinking and feeling towards you? Pile 1. What is your person feeling? We have perception. Okay, so, and it's the energy of the heart space, so our heart chakra. So this to me talks about, I'm also noticing like the butterfly in the background, which is, there are 2 butterflies here actually. There's one here and one here. And butterflies to me talk about transformation. So this tells me that everything that has been going on with your person is all a part and parcel of the transformative processes that are happening right now within them. So like I said, in the past, this person has had a lot of trouble like following their feelings, paying attention to them, and just in general acting in a way which is aligned with their feelings and their own heart. And I feel like this person self-sabotages a lot. So I almost feel like this transformative phase, which is what is going on right now with this person, is going to help them enhance their perception better in a way that makes them clearly see, recognize what their heart is desiring. Okay, this person seems to be very much or in the past at least, they were quite incapable of doing that, as I said. And so going through this transformation, I feel like a person is going to understand the importance of following your heart, of listening to what, finds resonance within ourselves, and also in general, like their perception, the way they look at maybe love, relationships, maybe how they look at things, how they look at themselves, how they look at like this connection. All that is changing, I feel like. And perception, which means like their perception right now and what they are right now, and everything in their energy right now is also coloring how they are perceiving this relationship. Okay, so that might be true as well. But more than that, because we have the butterflies, which kind of stood out to me as the first thing in the card, I feel like Spirit is telling us that this process is about getting the perception corrected with your person. So, yeah, very much seems like a solo journey primarily that they are on. This is a transformative phase for your person, and depending on like where they are, how intensely they are seeped into that process, and which one will be different for each one of you, that will kind of dictate the progress that they have made so far. We have new beginnings with Dawn. Okay, so I feel like this is one way of Spirit telling me, because it's a question that I had in my mind, that all that is great, like their person is going through transformation and new things, they are realizing, and they're changing the way how they look at things, and they're right now in the process of that, of exploring that, but what does this mean for your connection? I feel like with new beginnings, at least for some of you, this is Spirit saying that there is a chance that this relationship will be rekindled, or your person will step back into your life. I really do feel that, okay? The dawn is representative of, the early morning light, and you know what they say about early mornings, like whatever happened in the night, let bygones be bygones, and today is a new day. So I feel like, when your person comes back into this connection, when they make a contact, their energy is going to be much renewed. Not only that, your energy is going to be renewed, and so is the energy of this connection. So the way you guys interacted with each other, that might change. The quality of that interaction will change, or something like the big shift in things. Like, forget about everything that happened in the past, and a big shift is on the horizon, I feel like. And again, like I said, for each one of you, this is going to be different depending upon like where your person is in this like journey, quote unquote, that they seem to be on. It would depend on that, like when the coming back into your life would happen. So let's get some more oracle cards. But this definitely makes me feel, because believe me, it's a question that I had in my mind as I was shuffling that previous oracle deck. So let's get some more. This is the sacred geometry of relationships, and it talks about things that are related to relationship. Okay. This is the 5th chakra, or the throat chakra, and it says the energy of the throat chakra supports our ability to communicate clearly and truthfully. So like I said, in your past, I mean like the relationships past, this person has not been able to make friends with their own truth, and therefore they might not have been as forthcoming with how they are feeling and what they are thinking. Okay, throat chakra might be something that is really blocked for this person, and just in general inability to like express themselves freely from a place of like confidence, and that comes from either being in denial, as we saw with the 7 of Swords, or just being scared in general of speaking the truth. Maybe in their past they were not received that well, and so I feel like through these experiences, what is coming to light or what is getting healed is their 5th chakra. So this again makes me feel even more like confident in the fact that it is possible that you will receive some kind of communication from your person when they feel quite confident to do so. Okay, and that in itself should be like a sign that things have shifted and things have changed for your person. Just the attempt that they would make, okay, that in itself should be like a very big sign. So yeah. Okay, Spirit, keep answering the question that I have on my mind for my pile 1 viewers. What does all of this mean for their connection with their person? We have understood what their person is going through, but now we want to know what this all means for us. Can you please answer that question? What is going on in the person's mind and heart when they think of pile 1? Okay. Oops. We have passion. Allow your heart to sing, allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. And look at the image there. So this makes me feel like there is definitely still a lot of attraction towards you, and still a feeling of your relationship being something that they want to revisit. Okay, it also makes me feel like we have these like new feelings coming to the surface, and your person being prompted to follow their passions with the camel energy here, the Knight of Wands that we saw previously. And I feel like in the future, okay, it's quite possible that they might feel a reigniting of their feelings and their passion within this connection. Okay, so when they come back, which I feel like with the new beginnings and the 5th chakra, that there is a big possibility that they will. It might just get that much more fiery between the two of you, because that's what removing of a lot of blocks does. Okay, I'm also getting the message that the 5th chakra blockage is also being cleared for you that are watching this reading, and so that is going to make you more communicative, and this just means like more things that need to be worked through, that need to be talked about and resolved. They're going to come to the surface for the both of you, and which is a fuel for passion. When there's an honest communication between two people, I can't explain it how, but I hope that you know what I'm talking about. But it just is something that, because your authentic self will be showing, your new vibe, your new energy will be showing, and they're bound to feel attracted towards that, I feel like, because they'll match your energy in some ways. Okay, one more oracle card. What is the energy of this connection, or what is your person feeling and thinking? And Spirit, can we please get a card that is focused on what's going to happen, like the future energy? But definitely a lot of passion and mutual attraction in this connection. If you feel it, they're feeling it too. Just know that. Okay, we have this beautiful card. Let's see what it says. We have power. You instinctively know what is right for you, and you have the power to say no or to walk away at any point of time. This is more about knowing what is right for you, I feel like, from the entire message of the card. Take it as you will, let your intuition be the guide, and if at this time like the entire message is resonating, but what is standing out to me is what is right for you. And I feel like at the end of the day, and when all the processes that they are going through are said and done, and with the new beginnings, what they are going to know is how right this connection was and is for them. Okay, and I feel like that is essential. Again, going back to the justice energy that we saw, for your person, this is so important to feel like they are in control first of all, so every action needs to come from them. And I don't know if you remember in the beginning of the reading, I felt like this is not a situation in which you can do or say certain things to help the process along or influence them. With the Knight of Pentacles, your person needs to figure that out for themselves, but I feel like they are going to get to a point where organically, just very organically, this connection will feel right to them and will be rekindled in the future, I feel like. Okay, let's get one more oracle card. What the heck? What is going on here? What is the probable future based on everything that the person is feeling and thinking about right now? For pile 1. Whoops. Oh, I messed up how I was holding the card. Sorry about that. So, what is the person feeling or thinking right now? Ooh, we have paradise with happiness, expansion, joy, playfulness, oneness, enjoying each other. So very similar to the energy of passion, enjoying each other's company, wanting oneness, sharing happiness, expansion, joy. So yeah, a really positive card. Also matches the 10 of Pentacles energy so much, and I feel like that is the overall pursuit with your person. But I'm really getting really positive vibes when it comes to the future of this connection. Okay, self-sabotage. Look at this. For some of you, we have the not enough card. This could be implying the 7 of Feathers energy or the 7 of Swords. We have frustrated in relationships, lack of confidence, self-sabotage, fear, ego issues. For some of you, maybe jealousy is relevant, but I didn't really see that so much in the tarot. But take the message if it resonates. So we have not enough, and their feelings of not having the courage not having the confidence, lack of confidence, definitely. Yeah, I don't know why that didn't pop into my mind, but definitely is one of the biggest reasons that could be contributing to that self-sabotage. I feel like drawing one more card from the same deck. Oops. We have an axe. This says breakup, separation, stop the pattern, silent treatment, and abandonment. So with that Four of Swords energy, definitely for some of you, I'm going to put it with the Four of Swords, definitely for some of you, this is a situation in which they have isolated themselves, taken a break, but all of that, keep that in mind, is happening from the point of view of their soul's plan to put some kind of like a self-sabotaging pattern, or a pattern that sabotages relationship in general, to an end. Okay, so transformation is in the process, and with these cards especially, it's looking pretty good in terms of, you know, a probable future with this person. Of course, in the end, the choice is yours, if you do want to hold on, please wait, not from a place of like desperation and you know, feeling lack. That is not self-serving at all and will not help the situation. Actually, to close off this reading, and by the way, thank you if you're still here, to close off the reading, let me get some oracle messages for you, what you should be doing and what you should be focusing on at this time. So yeah, what's the advice for pile 1? What's the advice for pile 1 in this situation, for this connection? Let's see. Okay, the energy is gaining momentum. That's not so much an advice, but kind of like telling you, it's a heads up. I feel like this is Spirit's way of saying, like, you know, even though it might appear that nothing is happening in the background, there's a lot going on right now with your person and their energy, and there are things that are shifting and changing. Like I said, your person is in a process of transformation, and while, you know, that process from the outside can look like nothing, there are seriously like some big changes happening in the background, which is amazing. So in case, I feel like there must be a few of you watching this reading that were wondering about that. That's the sense that I'm getting. Okay, 2 cards dropped up, and it says attend to the details, and this one says see the bigger picture. Okay, advice for you. Now, attend to the details, it means, to me at least, it's like paying serious attention to our thoughts and our own feelings that might be coming up as a result of being in this connection, or as an aftermath of it, depending on like where you are, but really being mindful of your own energy. Okay, energy involves thoughts plus emotions, so both those things, emotions being the primary one, and really paying attention to those, and because that will dictate, you know, the way things can manifest in this connection. Okay, your own emotions, that is. So what you choose to focus on is what you bring in. So that is sometimes, no, more often than not sometimes, more often than not, it is a very deliberate process to manifest something, especially if we have negative beliefs and all of the types of layers on top of the area of life that we are wanting to improve, or whatever it is that we are trying to manifest. So attending and paying attention to that, and see the bigger picture. Again, this is for some of you, to really like ask yourself the question of what you want to create in the long term, and if this relationship really can potentially fit the bill for that. Now, the answer to this question, of course, sometimes is not instant. What do you want? That itself can be like a big thing to unpack. So definitely take your time with this, but keeping in general your focus on those two things is going to be helpful. Let's get one more card for you guys as advice. What do you want? How want people to focus on? Whoops, that jumped out. Okay, let's see. That's purity. Okay, so this is for me all about purging and cleansing your own mind. So definitely your own mental processes, your emotional reactions, is what is causing a lot of like quote unquote like problems or stress or anxiety or what have you for you in this situation. So purifying that, okay, and purification comes from holding on to the greater vision. Like, what is your end goal here with this relationship? What do you want to manifest in general, like as the big thing that you want in your life? Okay, there is a reading that I did in the past, and I'm going to link it down below in the description box, which talks about like your dream relationship, and perhaps you can find some insight there. I don't remember like if a similar kind of vibe came in any of the piles, but perhaps you can look at that video. But that is basically like what you can do right now to be aligned to the kind of dream love relationship that you want to create. So keeping your focus there, that's it. Like, that's all you need to do. In the light of that, everything else that needs to be dissolved, resolved, and taken away, those processes happen automatically. Okay, and trust me on this one. Just go by what I'm saying, because I'm talking not only from experience, but having studied like manifestation and everything that has to do with that realm. So putting it like super succinctly, that is how it works. You just focus on the kind of life that you want to create, and everything else that is not in line with that intuitively gets resolved. Okay, but it is somewhat a deliberate process. Sometimes the process is not fun. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, but there you go. One last card as advice for you guys. What do you need to think of? What you need to be mindful of right now? Power one. Oh, we have the devil energy with temptation. So again, I'm getting the sense that for many of you, some of you maybe are obsessing about this connection. I hope not, but it's okay if you are. But you might find yourself like maybe checking on this person and like thinking way too much about it. So first of all, that is not the energy that you want to dwell in if this is what is going on with you. And the devil is one of my favorite cards in the tarot, and in fact it is not one of my favorites. It is the most favorite card. I can say that confidently, because here's the reason why. I see the devil as, of course, like being stuck with some kind of like difficult to deal with situation, and just in general feeling stuck with it. But the beauty of that is that you yourself hold the key for your own escape. Okay, it's a stuck situation, but only to the extent of how much you believe yourself to be stuck in. And with the release process that we go through as we release the energy of the devil card, or just this feeling of like stuck, there is a lot of wisdom, spiritual wisdom, that comes to the surface. So for you too, I feel like this has been quite a spiritually important relationship, a connection, lots of important lessons to learn here. But yeah, pay attention to that, be gentle with yourself, and always remember that you are the operant power, and whatever you want, you can manifest. Okay, but as you know, like as most spiritual teachers will tell you, you just have to pay the price, which is basically not like an actual price, or like it's not as horrible as it sounds. Basically, it is all about purification of your own energy. Okay, so I guess this is where I leave your reading. It's already essentially like a super long reading at this point of time. Thank you so much if you're still here with me, and for allowing me to read your cards today. I trust that you have found this reading useful, insightful, and worthy of the time you spent here watching it. Thank you so much again. I will see you in my next reading. Bye. Hi Pile 2. So this is for those of you that resonated with this blue, I know it looks gray, but there's like a really light blue tinge to it, light blue calcite crystal, and the Crystal Visions tarot deck. This is your reading. So we are going to start with the tarot messages first, and then we are going to go to several oracle decks and get an in-depth insight into the question that we are looking at today, which is, what are your person's thoughts and feelings towards you and this connection? And keep in mind that this is a general reading, as you already know, and with general readings there are a few messages that might not resonate with your situation. So of course the advice always is to take what resonates and leave the rest for someone else to find. Also, I am intending to keep this reading applicable to all kinds of connections, and regardless of what stage your relationship might be. So maybe this is a ongoing connection, a new one, or you have been with the person for a while, or this is a no contact situation, whatever the case may be. But yeah, let's get started with the tarot and look into what your person is thinking and feeling. So we have two cards. We have the Ten of Cups and we have the Four of Swords. Now with the Ten of Cups energy, I know or probably you already know what the card means, or maybe you don't, but the Ten of Cups is about our emotional fulfillment. So a really deep kind of emotional fulfillment. Think about the type of relationship where you find everything that you have dreamt of and had hopes for. So I feel like for a while at least, and I'm saying that for a while because of the next card that pops up here, which is the Four of Swords. For a while at least, I feel like both of you did find a lot of emotional fulfillment in this connection. Your person was genuinely happy, whether they told you as much or not is a different story, but I feel like a really deep, emotionally fulfilling connection, and something that they envisioned for the long term. We have a baby here in the pictorial representation. So maybe this is talking about a person whom you actually have a child with, and you feel like your family was complete with their presence in your life, and or children might be involved in one way or the other. Of course, again, this will depend on your particular situation, so take the message if it resonates. But if not, then they definitely did at one point think that, you know, the relationship, or they see the potential in you as a possible like mother to their child, or a father to their child, and just a blissful family representation in the Ten of Cups, the beautiful Ten of Cups. But that is followed by the Four of Swords energy, and the Four of Swords can talk about a time of like taking a break, or meditating, regrouping and reassessing, and just deeply thinking about the situation at hand. And in this case, of course, it is the relationship. So I feel like your person at this point of time might be really taking the time to think very deeply about this connection. It's safe to assume, I would say, that this is on their minds. It's not something that they have forgotten about, and it has left them quite affected, I feel like, this connection, that is, this relationship with you. But it's just that it seems that at this point of time, your person might be taking a break to reassess and re-strategize. Think of this as, a soldier in battle, and that soldier has taken the time to really re-strategize and reassess and think about like the next steps that they want to take in the battlefield. So that's the energy that I'm getting in, which is why I said that in the past maybe this represented like a really deep emotional fulfillment, definitely like a very spiritual connection, and a very deep connection here for pile 2, for both of you. Okay, what's coming up next? And I'm going to draw clarifying cards for each of these energies, so we'll see what contextual bigger picture is here. But we have the Ace of Cups, and with this rendition of the Ace of Cups, there are a lot of lotuses in the picture, and the lotus flower to me is a symbol of transformation. So the Ace of Cups can talk about new beginnings that have to do with our emotions, but it can also talk about new feelings coming to the surface. Okay, so there are some feelings that your person is realizing at this time, in this period of sort of an isolation, or like becoming less accessible to you, or what have you, but definitely new feelings coming to the surface, and new realizations about you, about this relationship. Let's keep reading. What is your person thinking and feeling towards you, pile 2? What is this person feeling and thinking? And we have the Page of Swords. Okay. So the Swords energy is to do with our thoughts, okay? And the pages are definitely about like communication, okay? So the clarifying card that I draw will put this in a like greater context, but there is some communication with regards to what they are thinking at this time that they need to do. By the way, the noises in the background are my dog, and hopefully it won't bother you too much. Yeah, so there is a need for communication, I feel like, with regards to like everything that they are thinking and what the mental processes are at this time with your person. I feel like they are desiring to communicate that. Let's keep reading. What are their thoughts and feelings towards you, pile 2? We have the Seven of Cups. So the Seven of Cups can talk about emotional confusion. It's almost like, well, just in general, like love relationships can be very triggering for a lot of people. And that's just because like the emotion of love towards someone, or just like being in a relationship, can actually trigger us at a whole new, or at a whole different level, compared to, let's say, any other situations that we might go through or face in life. And I feel like there is a lot of emotional confusion at this time. This could also mean that your person is, in the realm of their dream world, so the dreams that they are seeing, the messages that they might be intuitively receiving, they might be getting a lot of those. But the Seven of Cups in general is like really a card of confusion and also of illusion. Okay, I see the moon at the top left corner of this card, and the moon energy is representative of feeling disillusioned, or like there's a lot of illusion. Okay, think about like being out there in the moonlight, which is not as sharp and clear as the sunlight, and the moon and the reflections coming from the moon, they can create a lot of confusion. Okay. So yeah, let's clarify each of these energies. Spirit, can you tell us more about the Ten of Cups? Can you tell us more? Oh, whoops. Just dropping a few cards there. Can you tell us more about the Ten of Cups energy in this spread for pile 2? What is the Ten of Cups energy here? We have the Sun. Okay, so your person definitely acknowledges the happiness that they have felt in this connection. Truly a very fulfilling connection. I feel like the Sun, they also see you as someone that is like a ray of light, somebody that is a positive presence in their life, and a positive connection. And just in general, like I'm getting a very good vibe. I'm more inclined towards, except this Four of Swords energy, which is, you know, and the Seven of Cups, which is like emotional confusion and them trying to, I feel like, work through this confusion. Other than that, I feel like your person is mostly thinking about this in a very bright way, or like what do I call it, positive manner. Yeah, sorry. Again, I'm seeing a lot of butterflies, which are a representation of transformation, but I feel like with the presence of sunflowers, and this just being the Sun card, I feel like your person is hopeful, optimistic about the future of this connection, and just how they view you. I feel like they view you as the central figure that we see. Again, somebody beautiful, somebody worth like pursuing, positive energy exuding from your presence in their life, and just something that really brought a lot of happiness. But now we come to the Four of Swords, and let's quickly clarify what's the Four of Swords doing here in this beautiful spread. What are they needing to take a break for? What are they meditating on? What is this internal process about? What is your person thinking or feeling about you? I just felt the need to give the deck a very good shuffle. Thank you for your patience. We have Temperance. Okay, so as I said before, that definitely their feelings in the connection and in this relationship with you have largely been positive, okay? But I feel like, and this is also like not necessarily a bad thing, but I feel like your person, what the Four of Swords energy is, or what this like need that they felt to maybe step away from the connection and like take a break, like contemplating things and their next steps and the next path, the future of this connection, or what have you, have all got to do with them wanting to feel more balanced within themselves. And what I precisely mean by that is that your person is wanting to feel like they are doing the right thing and a good job of tempering, which is, you know, balancing out and exercising like some amount of control over their own energy. If you'll see the angel in this tarot deck, she has 1 foot in the water, 1 foot firmly planted on the ground, and she has 2 cups. Again, the butterflies, so changes, transformation within themselves, and again the lotuses, which are a symbol of transformation. Really, for me, I feel like your person is going through some kind of like personal transformative process, okay? And what I'm meaning to say is that this break and this need to reflect on the connection seems to be like all about them and coming from the transformative processes that your person is going through, and I feel like has been going through for a while. Okay, so this is again like them wanting to get in touch with not only their emotional self but also the more practical aspects, and feeling like, you know, more sure, more balanced in this connection, just making sure that they are not like being either hasty with their decisions, or not just like way too focused on one thing or the other, but like something needs to be figured out, it feels like, between the two of you, which your person might be doing at this point of time. So in terms of the signs, which could be moon signs or sun signs, whatever you go by, maybe some of you take them as an indicator of whether you have chosen the right pile or not. I'm seeing all the energies, like fire signs, air signs, earth signs, water signs. So everything is present here so far in this reading. What's this Ace of Cups energy? Let's clarify the Ace of Cups. And I feel like your person is not only being patient with themselves, like this seems a gentle act in self-care and self-love, if that makes sense for your person. They're not only being gentle with themselves as they are allowing themselves to go through this process of like contemplating, but also about, what was I going to say? They're being patient with the connection, okay? So their energy is still, what I mean to say, very much present with you. This is not the energy of someone that has, let's say, moved on, or they're not even thinking about this connection. That's not what is going on here. It's something that you might already know. You might already know, or kind of have an intuitive awareness of, like maybe you feel their energy just as much. Maybe this dream card is applicable to you too, in which like you see signs and symbols that remind you of your person. You have dreams about them. So very much an energy that is still here, still very much present. And I feel like, you know, like I said, this seems like a very gentle act of self-care. Okay, so this is not them wanting to like cut you off, because I feel like their entire perception about this relationship and this this connection and how they view you in this relationship is largely positive. So this is not like somebody that is just wanting like time alone. This is just, I feel like, them wanting to figure some things out and make sure that they are working from a more balanced place, okay, within themselves. Their state of being needs to be more balanced. I feel like it could be, I'm just now noticing that the cups that this angel is carrying, and I hope that my camera focus in the video does, you know, focus on that, but I don't know if you can see, but she has two chalices or cups in her hand, and we have fire in one and we have water in the other. So this could mean that there are certain differences between you and your person, like maybe with your opinions, maybe with your thoughts, maybe personalities, and just, you know, like an awareness that you two are different. Maybe the backgrounds you come from are different, and so this person is trying to figure out like how does this amalgamate into like a long-term relationship for me, and can I really do this? Okay, and again, I feel like I need to state that this is not about you or wondering like if you are the right person. I feel like they already know that that you are the one for them, and just a very positive outlook on this relationship overall. But this is about like them wondering, you know, if this relationship, let's say, has a long-term future and whatnot, and there's confusion regarding that. So let's see, what is the Ace of Cups energy? We have the King of Wands. Okay, so the King of Wands in the tarot, or the archetype of King of Wands, is first of all like extremely confident, very passionate, driven by, driven in the direction of something that really excites them, something that really like makes them enthusiastic towards the pursuit. A lot of fire energy coming through. So I feel like, with these, first of all, I want to say, like, your person, you really excite them and they do feel very attracted to you. Okay, that is there, first of all. So whether, and I think that, you might find the fire side of their personality, the fire aspects within their personality, I find you might find them to be like truly attractive to you as well. But this king has to really bring in the emotional element as well, in the sense that it is sometimes very easy and sometimes like the obvious right thing to do, to follow the direction in which our passions are guiding us and where we are being led by like those fiery feelings we have towards like something. But what is essential along with that is bringing in the emotions as well. Otherwise, these pursuits, okay, they can last only for a very short amount of time. So I feel like in getting in touch with their emotions, okay, and in taking this break, if they have somewhat taken a break and stepped away from the connection, maybe not full on gone off contact, but in trying to discern how they feel, okay, and plus going through this process of transformation that they are going through right now. Okay, we have lots of lotuses. So even in the 10 of Cups card, I feel like, your relationship to them has been the conduit or the vehicle that has, aided or instigated the process of transformation. So in going through that process of transformation and getting in touch with their feelings, I feel like this King of Wands, your person, is really making sure that this pursuit of you and this connection is really something that finds its place in their heart, okay, and which is a good thing, I feel like, because something that really resonates with our own hearts becomes like a long time pursuit, and the fire will always be ignited, or it has potential for this like long-term relationship and happiness. And I feel like your person is really trying to discern that for themselves by again paying attention to the emotions that they feel. Let's look at the Page of Swords energy. What is the Page of Swords doing here? Pages are about communication, like I said, and got to do with air or thought energy. And with the blades shining so strongly in the Page of Swords card, it's making me think of like gaining like clarity in their thoughts. And what is the Page of Swords? And also the pages can represent like youthful and somewhat like immature energy, but not immature in like the negative sense, but somebody who's like right now just discovering this avenue that they haven't explored before and never really taken the time to think deeply about. So being in this relationship or this scenario and the circumstances feel like a very new thing for your person. Maybe they have not experienced someone like you before. But what is this Page of Swords energy? Oops. Okay, we have the Fool. Okay, so yeah, this is about what I thought, what I said before. This card kind of reconfirms that for me. So the Fool is all about like taking a leap into the unknown, which takes a lot of courage, as you probably will understand. And the Fool is all about like diving into something, okay, without really knowing how it's gonna go. So like I said, this relationship and the entire like area of a relationship like this that makes them feel such deep emotions, and a person that feels just so right, I feel like there is somewhat of a hesitation, because this might be something that is very new for this person. Even if they have had, let's say, a relationship in the past, or this is someone that is just now looking or has been looking for like a long-term relationship with someone, or whatever it is. It's just the intensity of feelings. I feel like it's something that is so new for your person to navigate, that before they take the jump in, it's like they want to gain some clarity. They want to have some kind of like thought process that feels like solid backing to that, and it's just about courage. Okay, so at this time I feel like your person might have stalled the progress in this connection, either by taking a step back, or just like by the choices and the decisions that they make. And they might be in the process of like finding the courage, so to speak, in making this advancement into the connection, because it's almost like it is scary for your person, for someone who has not navigated these waters, so to speak, of a relationship like that, or a connection with someone like that. Okay, so let's see what is the Seven of Cups energy here. What is the Seven of Cups energy? What is the Seven of Cups energy? And I hope that insight into these two cards especially will help you understand, like, if there is like some stalling and not taking action or what have you, like the Four of Swords represents. I hope it helps you understand. So we have the Knight of Swords with this clarifying the Seven of Cups energy. Let's look at the bottom of the deck energy. We have the Nine of Pentacles. Okay. Interesting. So the Knight of Swords, the archetypal energy of the Knight of Swords is very impulsive, like fast acting. Okay. And here's these two cards, like the Seven of Cups and the Knight of Swords, they sort of represent that triggered state. Like I said, sometimes like being in a relationship can be especially triggering for most of us, if not all of us, because like I said, love triggers us on a different level. Relationships trigger us on a different level. So there are all these emotions that rise to the surface, and it is our it is needed in a way to know how to handle them really well. And I feel like with the archetypal energy of the Knight of Swords, your person might be doing a very bad job of it right now. Okay, unfortunately, that is what I see with this combination of cards. And I'm sorry if this is something like unpleasant to hear, but I would rather that you have the truth. Okay, the overall energy of the spread is Nine of Pentacles. And first of all, let me finish talking about this. Sorry. So the Knight of Swords, with this kind of like confusion, the Knight of Swords is the kind of archetypal energy that is more likely to bolt. Okay, more likely to run away from the situation, or act in ways that is not really what their heart truly desires. Okay, so this person, the way they might be behaving or have behaved in the past, despite feeling so great in the connection, that it might have come across as like unthoughtful, if that is a word, or thoughtless actions, and just like their reactions might have surprised you, and maybe like you have noticed like this wanting to like escape the situation, almost as if it's like too much to handle. But I feel like it's because this relationship like makes them feel triggered a lot. Okay, the Nine of Pentacles energy being the overall energy of the spread, I feel like this is all about your person, a part of them, okay, really wanting to remain independent. Okay, so this is about like, do I give up my singledom my independence and remain single? Or do I, how do I feel about this relationship? Do I feel like there is enough here to take that leap of faith? Or is that something like I want to pursue because I feel so amazing when I'm around this person? Okay, that's the feeling that I am getting. What else? Do I want to clarify anything? Just checking to see. Nope, let's move on to the oracle cards. But basically this is what it is about. Like, your person, maybe they have been independent for a long time. They have been single for a while. And now this beautiful energy of this relationship with you that steps into their lives. And it's like, what do I really want to do here? But what I like, the best thing that I like about this spread is the energy of temperance, and also the combination of the Ace of Cups and the King of Wands. I do feel like your person, of course, has acted in ways that has not been the best in the past, maybe because of like being triggered by being in a relationship. But I feel like at least right now they are in a space, because this is the central energy of the spread, and it keeps drawing my attention to like what's going on right now. I feel like they're really trying to get in touch with their emotions and pay equal attention to those, and combine them with the passion and enthusiasm they feel towards you, just making sure that, this is something that they want to invest in the long term. Just a quick note, I'm filming in front of a very large window, and the light keeps shifting because of the clouds and the sun and whatnot, and I hope you don't mind the play of light on the spread, and I hope you can still see it clearly. So anyways, let's move on to the oracle messages to get some more insight into their energy right now, which is their thoughts and feelings towards you. What are their thoughts and feelings towards you? What are the thoughts and feelings? What are the thoughts and feelings towards you? Just feel like giving it a good shuffle. Thank you again for your patience. We have Flamingo Spirit, embrace the in-between. Yeah, so like I said, this connection, the relationship has not been in, or something that is still on their minds, and it's not like they are away from the energy of their this connection. But yes, this definitely feels like something that is still evolving, something that is still shifting, still changing, and depending on where your person is on this transformation journey, and just this journey of discernment of their own feelings. But I feel like I said, my attention keeps drawing to these cards, and I feel like they're quite comfortable with this position. I feel like they're not like running away from it. In fact, I feel like they're paying attention to it. So getting comfortable with this in-between stage that your relationship is in right now, and getting comfortable being confused, okay, which is very important. And I feel like it's a very positive thing when it comes to decision making, being okay with being confused for a while and not knowing what to do, so hanging in between. But that is a good thing. So let's keep reading. Where is your person's energy right now? What are their thoughts and feelings towards pile 2? Okay. We have ebb and flow. Yeah, so ebb and flow are the ups and downs and, of the waves in the ocean, and ebb and flow of life, like going with the flow and embracing it again. So this is again like energy of acceptance and ebb and flow. This makes me feel like this could be an on and off connection too. Could be talking about that. And the on and off is just about or is representative of what is going on within themselves with regards to this relationship, and how the confusion that I said that they are feeling at this time. Okay, I just want to take a few sips of water. I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. Let's keep reading. What are your person's thoughts and feelings? Where is their energy at in regards to this relationship? What are your person's thoughts and feelings towards you, pile 2? Ebb and flow. Looking at it, it kind of makes me think like, I mean, of course, the ultimate decision is yours, but if you're wanting to make this relationship work, it's best that you embrace, and accept, what is going on right now. But I'm also going to, I don't know if I mentioned that in the beginning, but I'm going to close out the reading with specific, advice messages for you, as to, what you should be looking at, what you should be focused on, as you deal with this. So we have victim. Okay, so victim mentality, or, this is quintessentially the energy of past hurt, dealing with some sort of past pain. And maybe, this person also, has that mentality, the victim archetype, in which they kind of feel like life is being unfair, or, they are somehow feeling almost trapped, or victimized by this, by everything that is going on. But of course not this connection. Again, I want to highlight that it is not the relationship with you, but just in general, the victim mentality, where there's powerlessness, and I can't do anything about it. We have a spirit almost that's trapped underneath, or inside this acorn, and it's they are throwing their hands up in the air, I can't do a single thing. So there might be some of that playing into this indecision or the confusion that they feel, but I feel like they need to get out of this, or they're working towards getting out of this this energy, but it might be informing their vibe in this connection. Interesting. So let's keep reading. What is there? What are their thoughts and feelings towards you? How to? What are their thoughts and feelings towards you? The victim mentality, or that kind of an energy, does explain why, first of all, the reckless behavior, and also if there has not been movement in this connection with that Four of Swords energy that we saw earlier, it could represent some of that playing a factor. Then it says exuberant quietude with passion flower. So like I said, the Four of Swords is the energy of quietude, of taking a break, resting, but it is a busy time. On the surface, it might look like nothing is happening and your person is just withdrawing their energy, but I feel like this is a time in which they are thinking a lot is going on underneath the surface. Okay, and exuberant, it makes sense because we have the Temperance clarifying the Four of Swords energy, and like I said, your person seems to be really this process, this withdrawing of energy and the Four of Swords energy, this seems to be necessary for this person to come into their power and realize certain things and make that decision, or take a definitive stance in this situation. And I feel like your person is quite, I wouldn't say happy, but there is a sense of happiness with that withdrawal of energy, in which it's now I can take the time to think about it, and I really feel like I need to do this for myself and really make sure that my feelings are on point, and this relationship is something that is going to go for the long term. Okay, so a lot going on underneath the surface. Let's keep reading. What are your person's thoughts in this connection? How are they feeling right now? What are your person's feelings towards you? How to Oh, we have joy. Yeah, so like I said, in this relationship, your person has felt a lot of joy. This card doesn't surprise me. Coming up with the Sun and the Ten of Cups, you know, this makes me feel like, you know, like I said, of course, this process is not about you, but it also makes me feel hopeful for this relationship. If only you are able to like keep your patience and keep your own energy on point and sort of focus on taking care of yourself and not allow the negative thoughts to influence your own vibe in this connection. Okay, so how well you can do that is going to dictate or determine the outcome, the manifestation of the outcome in this process. But there's definitely joy here. So again, I keep getting the feeling that your person is yes, going through a lot, but they are going through it almost like joyfully and without any kind of like negative what do you call it, conclusions about you or the relationship, which I love to see. It's a very positive thing. So let's keep reading. Oops. What is your person's energy in this connection? How are they feeling towards you? How to? We have a lot of light coming to the top half. Once I draw a card, let me fix that. I'm gonna work with natural lighting. We have this card, oh, this beautiful image, and it says, close your eyes and tell yourself that you feel joyful. You can allow joy into your life regardless of the circumstances you currently find yourself in. So what I think is that this person, for them, there is somewhat of, you know, we have the victimized energy, and we also have like being aware of their emotional triggers here with the Seven of Cups. So as I said, this is somebody that is dealing with some kind of like past trauma, because with your person, I feel like it's a reminder that they need to give themselves like time and again, wherein they are like, they need to tell themselves that they deserve happiness and they deserve this Ten of Cups and the Sun. This person might be really, like, even though this connection brings all of that to them, they might feel like they don't deserve it for whatever reason, or that, you know, it's hard for them to believe that that kind of love is possible. And I feel like through the transformation and everything that they're going through right now, they're finding the courage, even with the Fool energy, to allow themselves to believe that, to take like further leaps into this connection. Okay, this explains a lot with the victim mentality and why they have stepped away. It's almost like they themselves can't believe it. Okay, let me fix the lighting situation on my table. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about the interruption. So I drew the blind most of the way, and I'm also working with some like the lights I have on my table to film and make those videos. Film, not film. I always say film, by the way, which everybody else finds very funny, but it's just naturally how I learned to say that word right from the beginning. Anyways, let's keep reading. What is their energy towards you? And we have unrequited love. It says there's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. So I feel like unrequited love, first of all, is talking about, this is not about this relationship. That's one intuitive feeling that I'm getting. Okay. But for some of you, it could mean like you might view this relationship or this person as the big love of your life that you have lost. At this time, it may seem like that, okay? Because we have the Ten of Cups and we have like deep emotional fulfillment mutually, I feel like, coming to both of you through this connection. So it might be that, you know, you feel those feelings, but unrequited love is also about like our love not being reciprocated. Like that's essentially what it means. And I feel like the energy of that, if it makes sense, is informing this situation. So it could be coming from some kind of a past trauma, I feel like, okay? Whether this trauma is from another relationship or whether it is much deeper than that, in the sense that it goes back to their childhood even, okay? But the energy of their feelings of love not being honored is, I think, very much informing the victim kind of mentality that they are bringing to the table, bringing to this relationship, and just like that disbelief, like I said, the not being able to believe that this kind of a relationship can exist and that they can have this kind of a love. So there are some limiting beliefs around love and relationships in general, that your person does feel, and which are, you know, very much influencing the connection. Let me get a card from another deck, one last deck, for this portion of the reading. We'll go to the advice portion after that. What is your person thinking and feeling towards you? Pile 2. We have love call. Someone expresses love, a message of love, thinking of you and letting you know, wow, this is the energy of that Page of Swords. Like I said, some kind of communication I feel like is coming, especially for those of you that your person has gone low contact, withdrawn their energy. I feel like there will be, first of all, there's definitely a desire to come back and to honor how they feel, the emotions in this relationship. And I feel like that is going to prompt them to speak up and to take some kind of, you know, action towards like furthering this connection. I really feel that. I feel that in my like heart space area right now. I do feel like you're going to, if especially this is a message for you, if you have been waiting to hear from your person and if they've withdrawn their energy, they might come back, you know, because like I said, they have not really left this connection energetically. It's on their minds and the energy that you share with them, you know. Like this card says, like thinking of you. I feel like they have been thinking of this for a very long time now, and they are gonna let you know. Some kind of communication and offer is in the works, definitely. So let's go to the advice portion. I want to draw a few cards as advice for you, what you should be looking at, what you should be thinking of, considering, working on, focusing on, in this relationship. So what is the advice for pile 2 in this relationship? What should pile 2 be focused on, looking at, thinking about in this connection? A new start is coming. Okay, so this is for those of you that have been wondering if your person is going to come back. We are riding high on that energy. Another card to confirm that a new beginning of sorts in this relationship is definitely coming, and that could mean like hearing from your person or like a confession of their feelings. Something is going to shift, majorly shift, a new beginning in which you both will have left the energy of the past behind. So second card, like kind of confirming that. And I hope you feel as excited as I am with this, because I really truly feel with this connection that the feelings are there, the emotions are there, like literally like soulmate energy with that 10 of Cups. And the joy is there. So it's just a matter of time when they like get out of the funk that they're in. Okay. Speak your world into being. This is manifestation energy, okay? This is literally a power manifester, and since this card has come up for you, again, like I said, the outcome of this relationship or where this manifestation heads will depend a lot on how you keep your energy aligned to it. I have a reading that I've done in the recent past, and it talks all about, like, you know, manifesting your dream relationship. And here's the thing I want to say to pile 2 people. This really does look like a dream relationship, despite, you know, the issues that your person might be battling with, because you know what, no human being is perfect, but with that 10 of Cups energy, it really looks like that really deeply fulfilling emotional connection with someone that is, you know, a dream for all of us. And this tells me, I was talking about that video, sorry. So I was going to say, like, if you want, you can go check out that reading. Maybe you will find some resonance there, some advice there, like how to keep yourself, or how will you align yourself to kind of like the dream relationship that you want to manifest or bring into your life. But this card, regardless of whether you check out that video or not, this card is kind of telling you that you have a lot of power here, and how you are responding, which is choosing your reaction to everything that is being presented here, will largely determine how this pans out. Okay, so for those of you that are really wanting to manifest this connection, and I feel like some of you definitely are, Spirit is acknowledging that it's not only possible, but that, you know, you have the power, and you know, you can bring it into being by becoming very clear on what it is that you want to keep your focus on. So again, managing your own emotional reaction in this connection, and like clearly stating, which is the idea of prayer to me. That's how I define prayer, is what I mean, by clearly stating what you want to happen. Okay, so you hold a lot of power in this relationship, and that's true in general for life as well, as long as we learn how to manage our own emotional reactions. So what is the advice for pile 2? What is the advice for pile 2? Patience. Okay, so keep your patience with your person. And definitely this is a situation where, you know, a lot of patience is required. But we have a woman here who can clearly see her goal. Okay, she knows where she's headed. There is, you know, a lot of swirl and confusion around that, but she is keeping her eyes focused on the end goal. So again, if for some of you are wanting this relationship to come back to your life, which looks like a very big possibility, and wanting to manifest this as a long-term connection with this person because of the shared emotional bond with the 10 of Cups energy, for now you have to be a little patient as your person is working through whatever is keeping them. Okay, patience. What is the advice for pile 2? What is the advice for pile 2? Whoops. Oh, this card flipped over. It says material harvest. This is the energy of 9 of Pentacles, actually. And I want to say, like, I know I did say that this is about like independent energy, but for some of you this could also mean that, you know, the question of like material wealth or like finances, resources, their jobs, their career, that could be a factor that is influencing the situation. I feel like getting one more. What is the advice for? So it could be a factor that is influencing, and since this card is coming up as an advice for you, Spirit is gently asking you to keep that in mind as well. I feel like. What is the advice for pile 2? Oh, again we have financial and material changes. So again, the Nine of Pentacles, I feel like it is all about, you know, some factors in your circumstances, and both your circumstances, maybe their circumstances, that are got to do with like finance and material changes. They are in some way or the other like really significant for your relationship. Okay, that is what I'm getting. Okay, so that is all that I have for you, pile 2. I trust that you find the reading, or you found the reading useful and helpful. I wish you nothing but the best. Thank you so much for being here, for allowing me to read for you, and I'll see you in my next reading. Bye. Hi, pile 3. So this is for those of you that resonated with the Labradorite crystal or the Mystical Moments tarot deck. This is your reading. We are going to first look into the tarot messages to get a sense of what your person is thinking and feeling about you and about your connection to them. And then we are going to move on to oracle messages that kind of provide in-depth or additional depth to the same question. Keep in mind that this is a general reading, so there might be a few things in the reading that will not resonate with you. Only take the messages, of course, that do resonate, and leave the rest for someone else. Also, I'm going to intend, or I'm setting the intention, to make this reading applicable to all kinds of connections, meaning no matter what stage your connection might be at. It could be a new relationship, maybe something that has been going on for a while, or maybe you are in a state of no contact. Okay, this one card flipped over, and we are starting with the star energy. So yeah, before I could say let's begin, Spirit had its own plans, and we are already into the reading, and we started with the star energy, and then we have these two cards. This is the Three of Swords and the Magician. Okay, so first of all, the star energy is a very healing energy, okay, and there definitely has been a lot of pain and heartache and heartbreak in this relationship. So this could be indicative of a connection or a relationship that has ended. But with the beautiful energy, the healing, hopeful energy of the star, I feel like both of you, or your person maybe, is right now in the process of healing this pain. The good thing about the Three of Swords, of course, it is a painful space to be in, but the kind of heartache that the Three of Swords talks about, that typically is the kind that is that it becomes very possible to get over and get past this kind of pain. Okay, so the healing energy of the star can be something that is present not only like for your person but also for you. I'm getting the sense that you are hurting as well as a result of like everything that happened in the relationship, or maybe because of this relationship like coming to an end, whatever the problem there was to cause this hard Three of Swords situation, or Three of Swords energy. But we are going to draw clarifying cards for each of these energies, which will give us like a larger context to look at. The Magician makes me feel like your person, or you, or maybe both of you, are at this time trying to I hate to say trying, because when it comes to manifestation, there is no trying. But you guys might be involved in the process of manifesting this connection back. Okay, and this magician is also about stepping into your power. So to become the magician, the first thing that needs to be established is the belief in yourself and the belief that you are the magician indeed. And so you might be, and your person might be, like I said, going through the process, the transformation. We have a butterfly in this image, which reminds me of transformation. So through this healing and through everything that you are working on in terms of healing your pain, you are somehow like trying to recover and get to that space where you can believe in your own power. So a really nice energy that you both are stepping into, I feel like. But this is definitely more so for your person, or is true for your person indeed, because I'm drawing the cards with the intention of getting their energy. Another quick thing that I wanted to mention in the intro portion of this reading is that I'm going to close off this reading by getting like specific advice cards for you as well. So looking into what you should be doing, what you should be focusing on, what you need to think about, what you need to know, etc. As you navigate this relationship. So let's keep reading. What is your person feeling right now, and what are the thoughts? This is like after heartbreak, going towards recovery, going towards healing. We have the Ace of Swords, and the Ace of Swords is, I feel like your person at this time is striving to get that mental clarity. Okay, typically with the presence of the Three of Swords energy, there might be emotions that are running high, and when we ourselves are not in a very good space, it's very difficult to, I think, like think clearly. Okay, or what I meant to say was like it's very difficult to have a clear perception about things. And even if your person is wanting to manifest this connection, I feel like they are still needing that mental clarity that will give them sort of a what do you call it, a hopeful vision of the future in terms of like what they should be doing and what they could do. How should they think about this relationship? What is the next step that would be the best in order to manifest this connection back into their life? So it has to start from a place of they themselves, like as I said, feeling like the powerful magician they are, and we all are actually. Okay, so they are trying to like uplift their spirits, I feel like, get to a very positive place, work on their own healing, and but overall the sense that I'm getting is that this person is not like off you or turned off by this connection. Okay, it's just that, you know, this Three of Swords is what really keeps drawing my attention. There are hurt feelings here for your person, definitely. Then we have the Nine of Cups. So the Nine of Cups can be talking about them wondering. First of all, the Nine of Cups is about our own happiness. So this is like the kind of happiness that comes from self-empowerment. Okay, typically for the Nine of Cups energy, this is the kind of happiness that we create within ourselves, that we take responsibility for fully, and understanding that, you know, we are responsible for our own again, for lack of a better word, happiness. So the Nine of Cups is, I feel like them trying to build themselves up, as I said, into this like really good place, okay? And feeling confident, feeling happy, feeling joyful. And actually, you know, with the Magician energy, the Nine of Cups is kind of supportive to that in a couple of ways. First of all, the Nine of Cups, the feeling of happiness, the feeling of contentment that we self-generate or that we create for ourselves, that supports the thought processes, or that supports the actions, that supports the ideas that one needs to be tapped into for the process of creation. And the second way that the Nine of Cups is very supportive for the Magician energy is that it gives us that confidence, like I said, which is very much a part of the Magician vibe, okay? The Magician being the central card in this spread, we have the 5-card spread and Magician is right in the center. I feel like this is about empowerment and manifestation and taking the creation of their life into their hands and wanting to do this process like from a very clear head, a very clear space with a lot of clarity of decisions. So let's get clarifying cards for each of this energy. Can you please tell us more about the star card, Spirit? What's the star energy in this spread? What's the star energy here? What's the star energy here? What's the star energy in this spread? Feel like giving this a very good shuffle. Thank you for your patience. What is the star energy here? We have the Three of Wands. Okay. So the Three of Wands is all about planning for the future, okay? And looking ahead, but from a place of wanting to build on or expand something that we already have going, okay? Now, I don't know if you are aware of the meaning of the tarot cards, but the card that comes before this one, the Two of Wands, that also talks about like looking into the future and planning the future. But from the Two of Wands stance, comparing that to the Three of Wands for a second there, for the Two of Wands, it is more of an energy of like planning and exploration and just like wanting to try out new things and looking ahead in the future, but that expanding or building on what is already present right now is the missing element and the difference between the Two of Wands and the Three of Wands. So I feel like your person at this point of time, as they are going through the process of healing, because we have the Three of Wands clarifying the star energy, I feel like there is a need for them to feel a little more stable, and like they have a little more like control over like other aspects of their lives. Like say for example, I have 5 other things in my life that are going pretty well, and I feel quite like proud of my accomplishments there. And so what can I do to enhance that feeling and to better my life and to add to the already present happiness? So I feel like this desire to restore their energy back to like a functional and performing energy, or something that is, capable of manifestation in the sense, and just in general wanting a desire or like having a desire to keep adding to that happiness. I feel like your person is really wanting to go back to that powerful yet wholesome vibe, okay? So the healing processes that they're going through, or like everything that is happening, which is geared towards healing them, either consciously things that they are doing or subconsciously things that they're bringing into their lives. I think they are the overarching goal of excuse me, the overarching goal with all of that is your person's desire to really get to that place where they want to build on an already good life, in a sense. Okay, let's look at the Three of Swords energy. This is something that I was really keen on in getting clarification for. Let's look at the Three of Swords energy. Can you tell us more about the Three of Swords energy, please, Spirit? Okay, we have Temperance. Okay, so the Star, the Magician, the Temperance, we already have three major arcana cards. This tells me that not only was this like a very spiritual connection, and what I mean by that is that, you know, there were a lot of like deep spiritual lessons that your person was meant to learn, spiritual processes that they were like supposed to or meant to go through in order to raise their own vibration. Anyways, let's talk about the Temperance, clarifying the Three of Swords. I feel like coming from this space where they're feeling heartache and feeling pain, the Temperance can talk about a gentle and loving sort of energy, or it's a manifestation, I would say, of the loving, gentle energy that your person at this time seems to be focused on by keeping a lot of patience, okay, with themselves. And Temperance comes from the word temper, and it means like having the ability to balance out, to manage their own emotional self. So with the Temperance energy feeding into the Three of Swords, I feel like your person, even though they might be like really heartbroken, I feel like this person is really doing a very good job in responding to that pain. Okay, sometimes when, you know, we get into some kind of a situation that causes a lot of heartbreak, it throws our energy out for a toss. Sometimes makes us, you know, embittered, or makes us do things that are quite out of character. It might make us act in ways that is not really aligned with like healing, or not really that would be good for our soul, in other words. So your person is definitely not on that vibe. Everything I just described, I feel like this person is handling the pain that is coming from this connection in a very balanced, matured way, in a way that is keeping them very hopeful about the future, okay, even though they might acknowledge that they are in pain, okay, but they know that this pain is temporary, and they seem to be quite determined to come out of this phase feeling powerful, feeling hopeful again, having that mental clarity, and really like focused on building their own happiness. Okay, so I really like that about the spread, and I really am loving this energy for you as well as for your person. They seem to be like quite emotionally mature, and just responding to the way they are responding to the pain that they are feeling out of like whatever happened in your circumstances. By the way, I would really love to know if this is the pile you chose, and if this information resonates with you. I would really love to know what your story is, or what circumstances led to this Three of Swords kind of situation. I feel like for both of you, you might be dealing with your share of the pain coming out of this too, but I feel like your person is And I'm not saying that you're not doing that, but it's just that the cards that I'm drawing is more so from their perspective and what they're handling and going through right now. So just speaking about like what I see in the cards, the way your person is responding to this pain is really inspiring. Okay, I really like their energy. Let's look at the Magician energy. I know that they're wanting to feel like the Magician and wanting to manifest. But let's see more. What is this manifestation, Magician energy about? Spirit, can you please tell us more about the Magician energy? Can you please tell us more about the Magician energy? We have the Six of Wands. Okay, your person is, at least for the moment, right now, working on this single-minded agenda where I feel like they're really wanting to step back into their power. Okay, so they might be feeling like crappy right now, and they might be like hurt in the moment, but I feel like first of all, I must say that I'm getting the sense that your person has kind of detached their energy from this connection. Okay, but here's the thing, like this is not, I'm not getting the sense that they're doing this with the intention of like cutting you off, or this decision of like working on themselves and wanting to feel like the winner. The Six of Wands is all about wanting to feel like the winner, in charge and in control of their lives, and really trying to like build up their confidence, or like feel empowered again, and in charge, like I said. So even though like while they are going through this process, they might have detached themselves from you and the relationship, I feel like the goal, the purpose of doing that is quite noble and quite understandable. So your person, like the Six of Wands clarifying and feeding into the Magician energy, it was as I suspected, like them really wanting to step back into their power. What is the Ace of Swords energy? I'm gonna get more clarifying cards in a second, because I want to see the larger context of this manifestation. I'm still not satisfied with what we got so far. So what's the Ace of Swords energy? Let's clarify the other cards first. What is the Ace of Swords energy here? Oops. Okay, we have Judgment. Judgment is the energy of renewal. Okay, think of it this as rebirth. Okay, so coming back, or coming into, or stepping into a whole different vibe. Okay, this is deep transformation, and as a result of transformation, on the other side of it, feeling like a whole new person. Okay, so I feel like your person at this time, like I said, is somewhat detached, and stepping away from this relationship. I mean, it might be on their minds, of course, with the Three of Swords energy. So there is pain, there is like lessons that they need to learn coming out of this relationship, or the pain that they have, that they feel that they have endured. But on the other side of it, with the Judgment energy, there is renewal here with your person's energy. Okay, so it means like on the other side, once they have worked on themselves, and once they have like healed themselves with the Star energy and really found a place of power, and their own happiness, I feel like your person is going to feel like a completely different person. And here's the thing, like I feel like for your person's energy, what I'm sensing intuitively, this is something that they are wanting to do. So it's coming from a conscious like desire to feel this way, like the Magician, the Nine of Cups. Okay, so which is a good thing. It's actually a very, like I said, a commendable, like healthy response to the heartbreak. But of course, I'm going to draw more cards to see like where this is headed when it comes to like this relationship and this connection, and also clarify a few more things here in this spread, which I'm not like totally satisfied with at this point. But it feels like there's this desire for a person to like really change and transform. Another thing that I'm getting is like for your person, there is a lot of like responsibility that they assign to their own selves. Like there's a feeling or a knowing within them that they could have done better, that they could have been better in this connection. Like they could have either given you more, or like did certain things, or maybe not did certain things in the past. So there is a lot of like sense of that responsibility for their own pain. It's almost like this person is owning their role in whatever happened in this relationship. So they're not running away from it. They're not like shying away from that and not putting all the blame on you, for example, or like something else. They're owning up to the role that they play in creating this painful situation so far. And that I feel like is the understanding, that inner knowing is sort of fueling this desire that they might have, or that they have, for wanting a personal transformation. So think of, like a process of glow up post breakup, okay? Which is very self-focused energy. And if you do the glow up right, there is no element of like wanting a revenge, or wanting to teach the other person a lesson, or wanting to like get back to them and like show them what they missed. This is not about that. This is about just being focused on the responsibility that we all have for our happiness, and taking charge of that. Okay, so let's get more on the Nine of Cups energy, which to me, if you ask me, is a very healthy response to the pain. What is the Nine of Cups energy here? Tell us more about the Nine of Cups energy, please, Spirit, for pile 3. What is the Nine of Cups energy? I will say one more thing that I am intuitively being guided to say, that if this does sound like your energy, your person is mirroring that. Okay, so this might be like a twin flame connection, or definitely like a soulmate type of energy, even though I don't know how much I myself personally understand or even believe in the concept of twin flames. But soulmate connections essentially are the kinds that really make us take a deeper look at our own selves, and the kind of pain that would come from like a soulmate connection would be transformative in the way that I'm seeing in these cards. And so if this is sounding like you, first of all, I commend you as well for having taken charge of the situation and responding to it in the most like healthy way, emotionally mature way as possible, is what I see here. But if this is sounding like you, it is probably the same thing being mirrored by your person. Then for the Nine of Cups, we have the Seven of Cups. Okay, so the Seven of Cups can talk about a lot of emotional confusion. It can also potentially talk about what do you call it, emotionally getting triggered, okay? And especially in like relationships, and more so in soulmate connections, sometimes we are triggered a lot, okay? And not to spoil pile two's reading, but a similar energy came up in pile two's reading as well. So if you were drawn to that pile, maybe watch it. Maybe there are some answers there for you. I don't know. But Seven of Cups is sometimes talking about those emotional triggers and the emotional upheaval, confusion that we feel as a result of being in this connection or any relationship. And typically it comes from some sort of like either emotional wounding from the past, or our limiting beliefs and whatnot. So I feel like your person at this point of time, in creating their own happiness and like understanding their role more when it comes to love and relationships and the energy that they bring to the table, they might be working at this point of time like with their triggers and really taking a look at what those are. And again, I will say healing them, because we have a person pointing towards the star, and this is reminding me of the star card. So really healing their emotional triggers and working with them, okay, in understanding them deeply and getting to the root causes of that. And that I feel would create like long-term happiness. Like I said, if this is resonating with you, maybe it's a message for you too, to really take a look at the roots of your emotional triggers in relationships in general, or maybe this relationship. Let's look at the bottom of the deck energy. We have the Three of Cups. Interesting. So the Three of Cups can be an energy of dating, and with that card being like the overall representation of the larger context of this entire spread, I think that the Three of Cups is representative of everything to do with this person's dating life. And just what I'm trying to say here is, sorry, let me gather my thoughts. What I'm trying to say this is all about your person understanding how and what energy they bring to the table when it comes to dating and relationships. So really healing that area of life is what is going on right now, I think. Okay, let me get more of a context on this energy, the Magician and Six of Wands. So what is your person wanting to manifest, actually? What is your person wanting to manifest? The Three of Cups is also making me feel like your person is becoming aware of some sort of a pattern that they keep repeating in the area of like dating and love relationships, and just becoming aware of that. Okay, we have the Justice. Lots of major arcana cards, my God. What is your person wanting to manifest? This person has a really deep desire to feel like they are on the right track, like they're making the right decisions. The Justice can talk about that. It can talk about a need to feel righteous, but I don't say that in a negative sense, but really wanting to do the right thing here, okay? So I feel like how they view this process of self-empowerment is something that feels like very natural, normal, and like the right thing to do at this point of time to your person. Let's get some more. What is your person wanting to manifest? So it's a feeling, more like with the Six of Wands energy too. I felt like they wanted to feel like a winner, quote unquote, coming out of this like Three of Swords funk that they might be in. But really manifesting more of a feeling rather than, a relationship, or even this relationship or this one. Okay, we have the Two of Wands. Okay, so feeling hopeful about the future, planning, looking ahead, and I feel like that's what I said, like right now at least person is quite detached, I would say, from this connection, but despite feeling detached, they feel like, you know, they need to pay attention to the details and everything that comes up in this healing process, which is related to your relationship, and look at, you know, what they learned out of this connection. The Two of Wands can talk about like two people connecting with the same passion, same desire. So I definitely feel like you might be mirroring this energy, and this pile might sound like more like you and less like your person, but believe me, they might be mirroring what you are exuding, or the energy that you're putting out in the world as well. So wanting to feel hopeful again, wanting to, you know, to be able to like dream again and feel more positive and hopeful. Just Two of Wands, as I said, is that energy of looking ahead, planning ahead, wanting to explore more. So yeah, that is what is going on with your person. And I didn't want to sound like, even though while describing the cards I might come across as like really blunt and insensitive, I do acknowledge that listening to some parts of these messages might be like painful. So, you know, thinking about like maybe this person has moved on, or like wanting to move on and whatnot. I do acknowledge that it might be something that is painful for you at this point of time, but I would rather tell you what I see in the cards and not just like something that sounds nice, right? What else? What do I want to clarify? No, I guess I am good for now. Let's go to the oracle messages and look at or add some more depth to this question, or the answer to this question. Hold on one second, I just need a sip of my water. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Let's go to the oracle messages and add more depth to our insight into your person's thoughts and feelings towards you for pile 3. We have Antelope Spirit. Life is speeding up, so there might be a lot of things going on with your person, but definitely with that image, you know, like going like heading somewhere like really fast. I feel like this talks about the determination and this like strong desire that your person has at this point of time, in not only moving on, but like moving and going with the flow of life. And I'm getting like a very focused energy from them in wanting to like go through this process, but they're going through it in a very like healthy, emotionally mature sort of a way, as I said. But I'm really getting that sense of them wanting to resolve this and really kind of speed up their progress, and wanting to get to that hopeful place again and healed place. So there's a lot that is going on in their life, which might be keeping them really busy. You know, the horns on the antelope, as you can see, they are representative of transformation. Horns in general, I mean, like of gaining more wisdom. So your person is definitely going to come out of this process on the other side much more wiser when it comes to their own energy in love and relationships. So in general, about relationships, I feel like. We have celebration with dance. So this is about wanting to celebrate the just the fact that we are alive. Okay, so this is, you know, wanting to feel that vibrant, alive happy, joyful energy once again. Okay, because celebration, it has like the Six of Wands kind of energy to it, which is, you know, all about wanting to celebrate our victories, our successes. But I feel like your person is really wanting to create joy within themselves right now, and just feel very excited about life. Okay, so they're not going to let themselves remain down in the dumps, which is, from their point of view, like an extremely good thing. It's commendable the way your person is responding to the heartache and the loss that they feel. So what is going on with your person right now? We have prayer, which is to me all about manifestation. So when I see this card and when I think of the word itself, prayer, this to me is not about like praying to a god or an entity outside of ourselves and seeing that as the all-powerful like giver of everything that we desire. No. So for me, prayer is all about vibing with the emotion or the life that we are wanting to create, working on aligning ourselves to the life that we want to create. So just that desire, if you understand, becomes the prayer. Okay, so with this card, I feel like is highlighting and repeating the message of what we got from the tarot deck itself. And yeah, your person is really wanting to get back right on track, I feel like, with their lives. And I hope this energy is being mirrored. I hope that you too are feeling exactly like that, exactly the same. Let me know if you have seen any sort of like hints about this process that your person might be in right now through like social media or hearing it through your common friends, if you have any, and if you're aware of this. But know that it's a genuine like desire. This is not them wanting to get back to you or whatever. Then we have you are sacred, Tulsi. So this is all about, you know, wanting to build themselves up and seeing their own selves as this beautiful sacred being. We all are, of course, but sometimes when we are down in the dumps, and especially like dealing with a heartbreak energy, like the Three of Swords here, it can be difficult to remember that. And you are sacred. I feel like, again, they are working on their empowerment. Okay, and this is not just about like egoic empowerment, because your sacredness comes from the spiritual side of you. So I feel like the transformation that they are going through is adding to their own spiritual sense of being, so not egotistical. Okay, let's get cards from the sacred geometry of relationships. So what is your person's thoughts and feelings at this time? And given that, you know, you might, of course, by this point of time in the reading, realize that your person is somewhat detached from this connection. So the logical thing that I need to say here is that you too should focus on your energy at this point of time. Definitely. Then we have kindness. See, this is what I mean. Like, your person is not doing anything, not a single thing, out of spite or out of wanting to like get the upper hand in some kind of like an imaginary contest between you and them, maybe, or there's no like maliciousness to their agenda. In fact, I feel like this process, this heartbreak that they are going through, is something that is teaching them an important lesson in kindness. Not just kindness towards other people and in relationships, but I feel like learning to be kind to themselves. okay? Because the energy of temperance can be a manifestation of like dealing with yourself very gently and taking your emotions like with gloved hands and handling them gently and learning from them. So not about you, not about anybody else. Your person is really learning a lesson of kindness. And I'm also getting the sense that as a result of the transformation that they might be going on, they're also feeling like kindness towards you. Okay, they're sending that energy of kindness. I feel like, you know, even now as you think of your person and your relationship, it should bring about like this warm feeling within you rather than like feeling angry towards the person or something like that. That there's some energy of kindness that connects the two of you, that makes both of you incapable of like really hating each other. Okay, there always will be like a kind space, I feel like, that they will hold you in, and I feel like you would be able to do that for them as well. Oh my god, look at this, soulmate. So this is definitely a soulmate connection, like I said, with all the major arcana cards, which to me talk about like important, deep spiritual lessons. They usually come from soulmate connections. Okay, soulmate connections trigger us like no other and prompt us to take a deeper look at ourselves. So they're definitely, they acknowledge this too, that you are and you were their soulmate. There's no past tense when it comes to soulmate. They always are. So they definitely do acknowledge that, and I'm sure you feel the connection too. So that is beautiful. Let's draw more. What are your person's thoughts and feelings towards you? Or what are they going through? That's the question that we should be asking at this point. I feel like, what is Pile Priest person going through right now? We have this beautiful image and it says new beginning. Okay, a new adventure awaits. Embrace it and live your dreams passionately. So first of all, this might be talking about the belief that your person is wanting to believe in right now. Like I said, they want to get back to that place where they feel hopeful. But for some of you, new beginning can also talk about like a renewal in this connection. We also have the judgment energy here, which is all about renewal, and it's like almost like, you know, this is chapter 2 of this relationship. So it could mean for some of you that your person is going to come back, and when that happens, their energy is going to feel completely different. Not only their energy, but like your energy. And in fact, I feel like that kind of a union is only going to be possible when you guys have gone through this process of transformation. And I really hope, really hope that this energy is being mirrored here, and that you're feeling and working on yourself the exact same way that your person might be. And so, like I said, when, not a question of if you do this process correctly and continue on the same path, same for your person, it becomes a question of like when, not if. When you guys reconnect, I feel like for those of you that are going to reconnect with this person, it's going to feel nothing like the connection that you had with them before, which might be riddled with problems and challenges, so to speak. Okay, let's go. What is, oh shit, I was going to drop all the cards. What is in your person's energy right now? What are they going through? Okay, so we have, oops, sorry about that, I'm taking a little bit of time pulling up. We have boat with receiving what you need, progression, arriving, moving on, closure issues. Okay, so they might be, like I said, they have definitely detached from your energy, is the like prominent feeling that I kept getting as I drew the tarot and the oracle cards. Because here's the thing, I feel like that this journey, this transformative like healing journey and healing themselves is essentially, and same might be true for you, is essentially a solo journey, something that we need to do by ourselves, unfortunately. And so I feel like your person is in the process of like progressing and heading towards the direction in which they want to feel like much better about themselves, their life. So that is progress for them, and that could mean for a while at least to have moved on from this connection. Okay, they might be seeking closure, but I feel like with your person and the way they are responding to the pain in general, I feel like they might be very capable of like bringing closure to themselves rather than seeking it from you or somewhere else. Right, so now I want to close off the reading with certain or specific messages and advice for you guys. Let's look at what you should be focusing on, what you should be looking at this time. So what is the advice for my pile 3 people navigating this connection? What is the advice for my pile 3 people? Oops. We have nothing is yet set in stone. Okay, so this tells me that definitely for some of you, if not all of you, there is a possibility of renewal, of reconnecting with your person, and it might feel like this connection is over, and more so because like I said, with the energy of them having like moved on somewhat and detached from this connection, it's possible that you cannot sense their energy anymore, if that makes sense. Like you don't feel so connected. But this tells me that this situation is quite fluid at this time, and if you are wanting to manifest this back into your life and wanting to manifest this person, because we have the soulmate energy, so this tells me like this is something that you might be feeling like quite intensely, the connection that is to your person. So this tells me that it is not like a no, a big no, or like it's still possible is what I am trying to say. Okay, so nothing is set in stone in terms of the outcome, the long-term outcome of this relationship and the probable future. So it can go whichever way you desire. Okay, this also is something that puts you right back on in the drive. Excuse me, right back in the driver's seat, meaning that you have much power here in terms of manifesting this connection back if you so desire. Of course, that decision will be yours. So let's get some more cards. So the best way to like do that, if you are wanting to manifest, and the best way to aid that manifestation is to keep working on yourself and get to a place where you feel empowered and create your own happiness for a while, and then maybe revisit this connection. So what else should you be focused on, aware of at this point of time? Open up to chance. Okay, so wow, this is making me think like you know, in the future it's possible that oh sorry, it says open up to change. Okay, I'm sorry, I apologize, Spirit. Thank you for correcting me. Do not resist what is going on and keep going with the flow is the thing that comes to mind. And if things are changing in terms of like how your person is putting out their energy, or like life prompting certain changes in your life, emotional changes within yourself, and just like maybe changes in perspective, don't resist that. please do not resist change. By the way, what you resist persists. I hope you know that. So the best idea always is to go with the flow. But even more so, it can be painful when it comes to like relationships especially, and accepting that change can take a little while. I do acknowledge that, but definitely please don't resist it. Go with the flow. There is something beneficial for your own journey there, and Spirit is asking you to drop the resistance if you have been resisting it. Open up to change, open up to the possibility of change. What is the advice for my pile 3 people? What is the specific advice? What else would you want them to know? Oops, here we go. Self-reflection. Okay, so you're being asked to take a deeper look at yourself, to be mindful of your own energy, also reflect on the details of this connection that might be painful or hard to process, hard to deal with. Of course, take your time with it. And I feel like self-reflection is something that never really stops, and it's an ongoing process is what I'm trying to say. It's not like you arrive at a destination or anything like that. It's just something that is very continual and ongoing, but definitely a time to really reflect on your own self, your own energy, your thoughts, your emotions. Allow them to guide you. Allow whatever pops up into your consciousness to really be the guide in the self-exploration journey. And I hope that you're already primed to do that, and you have some practice, I hope. But if not, starting small with meditation, starting small with working with your shadow, that's always beneficial and useful, and kind of like an okay starting point. Then we have fertility. This is Empress energy. Oh wow, this is the like a 2 thumbs up from Spirit, and they are acknowledging once again that you are quite powerful, okay, and powerful in a way which relates to manifestation of creation, okay. Fertility is directly linked to creation. So this is Spirit acknowledging, you have the tools, you have everything within you. What is being highlighted here is the heart space, and that heart space is also about like emotions, of course, and with manifestation especially more so, the thoughts are far less powerful compared to our emotions. So let's say whatever you decide for your future and whatever you do decide to manifest and bring in into your life, Spirit is acknowledging that not only you're powerful, but the advice here is to really be connected with your emotions and your heart space. Ask yourself what you truly really want to feel, what you really want to bring in, and keep focusing on that, and it is bound to get manifested into your 3D reality. Okay, so that is all I have for you, pile 3. I trust that you found the reading to be useful, helpful, and thank you so much for being here, for bringing your energy to my reading table, for allowing me to read the cards for you today. Thank you so much, and I will just see you in my next reading. Bye.